di gioco che nessun altro smartphone al mondo presenta, una cosa che io personalmente da giovane, anzi ormai da ex giovane, perché come si presidente non vedo l'ora che esca, perché ho avuto la fortuna insomma di provare un pochino l'esperienza di gioco che uno ti dà, e me lo sto sognando la notte, senza scherzi, me lo sto sognando la notte. Allora vi invitiamo a prendere posto, ci sono un po' di persone che sono rimaste in piedi, ma vabbè, praticamente quando uscirà il telefonino sarà anche un piacere stare in piedi, perché poi dopo ne parleremo bene ovviamente con le persone che sono Ericsson, che lo sanno descrivere molto meglio di me senz'altro. Io però vi posso descrivere quella che è stata la prima sensazione, cioè la prima sensazione nel toccare, nell'usare questo telefonino qui è che si tratta di uno smartphone ecologico, perché grazie a questo troverete e riscoprirete il piacere di prendere i mezzi pubblici, per esempio, perché nessuno più userà la motorino macchina, perché uno si mette in metro, in piedi, anche attaccato così, si mette a giocare. Non vediamo l'ora che esca e non vediamo l'ora di conoscerlo da vicino. Allora lo facciamo, ovviamente non posso farlo da solo, ma lo facciamo con chi me lo sa spiegare molto meglio di me. E allora chiederei un applauso per dare il benvenuto al country manager di Sony Ericsson Italia, qua sul palco, Tibor Wagner. Buonasera a voi, benvenuto.
Signore e signori, scusate ma non parlo ancora molto bene l'italiano, per questo preferisco fare la mia presentazione in inglese. So thank you for coming, and tonight you are invited because Sony Ericsson launching a groundbreaking device in Italy, as well as worldwide. But there was a long way to come to that point. Obviously, a couple of years ago we had a corporate strategy review, and the findings were that for us as Sony Ericsson it's not enough anymore to integrate the technologies of our parent companies. So it's not enough to integrate the telecommunication technologies of Ericsson, it's not enough to import the technologies of Sony from the consumer electronics area, but we have to deal more with our users. Because in the last couple of years or the last decade, the expectations towards mobile devices were changing really, really fast. I just would like to refer to the social networking phenomenon. So the result of this thinking about our strategy became that we would like to be the best in delivering communication and entertainment experiences for our consumers. With other words, we would like to be a communication entertainment brand in the industry. And in case we are doing it well, and we believe we are doing it well, then we will have satisfied and happy users, so we will make our consumers smile. I was talking about a longer history to get to this point, and smartphone as a device phenomenon has a couple of years history. So about 10 years ago, the first smartphones appeared on the market. We were one of those pioneers, so you could see that beautiful blue device on the left-hand side, the 800. That was one of the first smartphones on the market, together, of course, with other vendors. But that time, neither the network speed nor the touchscreen technologies were really allowing very sophisticated services. So the devices were operatable with small sticks or styluses. The network speed on 2G and GPS were good enough for messaging, but nothing else. And the consumers in the market had to wait until 2007, when the first real smartphone arrived to the marketplace with very satisfactory web browsing experiences, with service integration, you downloadable applications. And another couple of years passed, and we are getting to 2011, when we believe that we are able to contribute big time to the industry to get to the next level. So building on the already very developed services of messaging, of internet browsing, mobile of course, building on the touchscreen technology, we are able to add significant and unique entertainment experiences to our devices. Well, this is a little bit busy chart for a press conference. Probably I would like to refer on two things. These are Western European figures, and it's showing the quarterly sales value of smartphones in Western Europe. And if you have a look at the bar chart, then in Q4, the first quarter 2009, in Western Europe there were smartphones sold in a value of 11.7 billion euros. And in 1 year, by the end of 2010, that doubled. So more than 22 billion euros were spent on smartphones in Western Europe. That's the one important message of that chart. And the second one is that if you look at the share of the different operating systems, so the red is Symbian. Historically, it had a very high share, and then later on Brim joined. That's the blue one. That became quite stable, a little bit eroding lately, but quite stable. While Symbian is declining, especially in 2010. And then the yellow is Apple, iOS operating system. We started to grow rapidly and became quite stable, not eroding but not even growing in 2010. While the green is Android, and having a very slow start in 2008, started an evolution in 2009, and in 2010 it became as important on the marketplace as Apple iOS. So Apple has around 30% share in the Western European market. These figures are estimations here. We estimated that 27% will be Android by the end of 2010, but according to the latest messages, it's more, so it's over 30%. So what we believe that Android is a real challenger of the iOS operating system, and is able to deliver much more for the consumers because it's new, it's evolving, and a lot of companies are contributing to its development. What are the ambitions of Sony Ericsson in that changing and emerging market? So we would like to be #1 in the Android marketplace with our Xperia devices, #1 with experiences for our consumers, and we would like to be as well #1 for our business partners and for the developer communities in Android as well. What the Xperia trademark stands for. So Xperia on the market should be the most entertaining smartphone. It's a smartphone device, it's communication, but a significant part of its capabilities in the entertainment area. And the way we would like to get there is based on 3 pillars. First is Android. So our devices should always have the latest and best performing Android operating system. That requires a premium partnership with Google, what we started to have. The second pillar is again a premium partnership, a little bit easier though than Google. It's Sony. So we would like to import all the latest Sony features into our devices, the latest screen technologies, the latest the screens driven by mobile breve engine, which provides a superior appearance of our devices. As well, X-More, which is a super sensitive camera sensor, provides a feature that you can take a photo without almost zero light conditions. Also, we would like to build on Sony services like Curiosity, which will be a content service launched with our devices very soon. And all these software features and the hardware, the iron, should be packed in a wonderful, beautiful design. That's Sony Ericsson. As well, it should appear with a wonderful, unique and different user interface. That's UXP. So these are the three pillars of Sony Ericsson's strategy for getting a premium communication entertainment brand. And this is not future anymore, ladies and gentlemen. The device is outside. The two we will launch as well very soon, Xperia Arc and Xperia Neo, were really built according to this strategic pillar and the strategic partnerships included in our imagination. So what Xperia is and what Xperia will be in the future, that's a little bit poetic statement that it's also good for us and for you who are dealing with the industry details to know. So Sony Ericsson Xperia is the only smartphone that gives you access to the words of both Android and Sony, all integrated into a one beautiful and easy to use device. This is what we are working for, and this is the principle we will deliver our devices in the future. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we will reveal Xperia Play. Thank you.
Che ci ha illustrato quelli che sono gli obiettivi del nuovo smartphone. Avete capito tutto, anche se in inglese non lo ritraduciamo, ma adesso ne parleremo anche magari in italiano, quindi scopriremo tutto nel dettaglio. Abbiamo capito però che l'ambizione è giustamente quella di diventare numero uno in Android, e le carte in regola diciamo che ci sono, cioè voi immaginate la tecnologia Bravia all'interno del vostro smartphone, e quindi una roba del genere, cioè una definizione come quelle vedete degli schermi al lato del vostro telefonino, oppure non so, la capacità di rendere luminose le foto anche di notte, cosa che con altri strumenti magari non succede, ed è il motivo per cui magari tante volte la gente non ci crede, cioè voi incontrate delle cose che vi succedono di notte e è tutto buio, la gente non ci crede. Con l'Xperia Play questo sarà possibile. Allora, continuerei a parlare dell'Xperia Play nel dettaglio, con chi se ne intende ovviamente, dando il benvenuto sul nostro palco al direttore marketing di Sony Ericsson Maurizio De Parla e dal global marketing a Kevin Candy. Benvenuti, un applauso.
Grazie mille. Grazie per gli splendidi come al solito. Allora, io comincerei in questo modo. Siccome il mio amico direttore vendite dice che marketing è fuffa, allora ho preparato tipo 40 slide di numeri. Quando lui mi darà l'alt andremo avanti a vedere un po' anche di spot televisivi. Quindi cominciamo subito a capire perché abbiamo lanciato questo telefono e qual è il potenziale dietro a questo lancio. Prima di tutto la crescita degli smartphone. Basta vedere negli ultimi 2 anni gli smartphone rappresentavano il 17% a valore, oggi rappresentano più del 50% a valore di tutto il mercato. Quindi già per questo potrebbe essere una buona ragione per dire perché non ci buttiamo negli smartphone. Il nostro management, per esempio, no? Allora, il nostro management furbissimo ha detto buttiamoci negli smartphone, ma non negli smartphone qualunque, ma Android. Secondo dato interessante, i giochi. Facciamo un esercizio, anche un piccolo quiz. Qual è stato il film che ha incassato di più nelle prime 24 ore?
Proviamo a indovinare.
Sì, non Tom e Jerry.
Ah no, Avatar. Sì, Avatar, sono d'accordo con le prime file, Avatar.
Andiamo avanti, sono di stringere. Allora, in realtà Spider-Man 2, 60 milioni di dollari nelle prime 24 ore.
Ecco.
Qual è il DVD che ha incassato di più nelle prime 24 ore?
Spider-Man 2.
A parte il porno.
Quella si scarica e si guarda dall'altro sullo smartphone.
Adesso lì non si scarica neanche più, comunque andiamo avanti. Secondo, dai, un caso. Avatar, mi sei fissato. No, Harry Potter, non mi ricordo quale, però 220 milioni di dollari.
Forse tutti insieme. Tutti insieme.
Ma pensa che tutti insieme non fanno l'incasso nelle prime 24 ore di Call of Duty. 360 milioni di dollari nelle prime 24 ore solo negli Stati Uniti e UK. E tutti conoscete il grande successo che ha avuto e sta avendo Gran Turismo 5 ad esempio in Italia. Quindi un'industria assolutamente pazzesca. Passiamo a qualche dato in Italia. Davide, fammi un segno quando non è che parla più. Comunque, un mercato di 1 miliardo di euro in Italia con una crescita dei giochi per console del 4,4. Questo vuol dire 11,1 milioni di giocatori in Italia, di cui il 50 quasi per cento gioca in mobilità. A questo punto vorrei fare una domanda a Tibor. Tibor, if the mathematics is not an opinion, we have an opportunity of 5 million units in Italy. Do you think it's quite okay for next year? Okay, seems to be alright. Okay, thank you. Not putting the targets, please. Ok, poi passiamo, totale popolazione tra 20 e 34 anni, 31% sono active gamers. Già su questo mi fermerei qua, perché quando alcuni dicono no, ma è un telefono che rischia di essere un po' nicchia, ragazzi, avere delle nicchie da 5 milioni di utenti, cioè fonderei la mia azienda, quindi assolutamente importante. E se vediamo perché giocano, per fun, per avere divertimento, per rilassarsi e per trascorrere il tempo. Ma cosa succede nel mobile? Anche nel mobile le applicazioni la fanno da padrone, le applicazioni giochi. Guarda Federico, il 75% dei profitti degli store di applicazioni deriva dai giochi.
È la prima volta che capisco un grafico fatto così.
Grazie, merito del powerpointista, come powerpointista, non so come si dice, grazie mille.
Grafico.
Quindi,
grafico.
In sintesi ci sono 3 grossi trend che abbiamo sfruttato con questo telefono. Il primo, crescita fortissima di Android, che ha fatto vedere Tibor prima. Secondo, Sony, l'expertise nel gioco di Sony col brand PlayStation e tutto il mondo del gaming. E terzo, l'expertise di Sony Ericsson negli smartphone. Direi a questo punto possiamo avere una presenza qualificata e bella in stage. Invito Kevina a dirvi tutto quanto possibile su Xperia Play.
Kevina, un applauso.
Unofficial right now, but we're pretty sure that this PlayStation phone does exist.
The smartphone with everything you need and the one thing you want.
So good evening, everybody. So what you just saw was a small snapshot of the media coverage that we've received for this device. This device was only announced last week, and that coverage was everything that was previous to that. So already we've 135 million media impressions of this device before we ever even announced it, since the leak in last October. So today, our dream has become a reality, and we are very, very excited to be able to bring you Xperia Play. Xperia Play is first and foremost a smartphone. So what we've done is we've worked with Google for the last year and a half. We've had early access to the Gingerbread platform, and we've been working very, very closely with them to optimize the Gingerbread platform for play for gaming. And first and foremost, Xperia Play is built on Gingerbread, comes on the latest platform, so you can expect the best experience on a smartphone available in the market. So the best browsing, the best email experience. It provides the full Google mobile services, of course, and access to all those hundreds of thousands of applications on the Android market. But not only does Xperia Play offer you a fantastic smartphone experience, it also offers the ultimate gaming experience. And why does it do that? When we looked at this, it really comes down to three major things. Firstly, the powerful graphics. We've worked with Qualcomm, and inside is the Snapdragon chipset, which has been optimized with the Adreno 205 graphical processor. This might not mean a lot to most people, but anybody in the gaming world, they understand that this brings a very, very powerful graphical experience and high-end graphics to the gaming world. The other thing, of course, is that it offers 60 frames per second. So seeing is believing. Later on, after we finish the presentations, you'll be able to see the device for yourself. And really, I encourage you, go see those graphics, experience it for yourself, and as I said, seeing is believing. So not only powerful graphics, this device is the first PlayStation certified device. And what does that mean? Of course, in terms of the hardware, what we've done here is integrated the full dedicated gaming keys for gaming on Xperia Play. So here, when you slide open the launcher, you see the dedicated keys. I think everybody instantly recognizes the PlayStation icons, the directional keypad, the analog touchpads here on the front, and of course on the back you have the shoulder keys. So this device has been tested for robustness, for playability, and we expect that it gets a lot of use in terms of gaming. What we looked at also in terms of, for PlayStation certified, of course, this is the lead device in the PlayStation suite. So Sony has announced on the 27th of January this year, Sony announced that they will bring the PlayStation experience to multiple platforms. What's important about that announcement for us is that the focus platform is Gingerbread, is Android 2.3, which means this device here, Xperia Play, is the lead device for the PlayStation Suite and the PlayStation Initiative. I guess the most important part when we look at not only powerful graphics and also at the PlayStation certification is the ecosystem. So what really differentiates Xperia Play is the fact that we have an open ecosystem. Most other portable gaming devices out there have a proprietary system. But what we offer with Xperia Play is an open ecosystem where games are downloadable on the Android market. So firstly, we will offer exclusive Sony titles, which are dedicated to Xperia Play at launch. We have partnered with the key players in the gaming industry to offer a rich, high-definition games. And then also, of course, all those touch games available on Android market today is also playable on this device. So what is really key to the success of Xperia Play is that it has the backing of the key players in the industry. So as I mentioned, We've worked for quite a few months with Sony, quite a few years at this stage, to bring this to market. As Tibor mentioned earlier, only now is Android market available, is the trend in terms of growth of Android market at that stage that it makes sense to bring a device like this to market. And what we've done is, with PlayStation, when they made their announcement, they said, what we commit to doing is bringing the PlayStation experience to across platforms. This is the lead device, and we will start with some PlayStation legendary titles and roll out those titles throughout the year. So we will launch with PlayStation titles, and also throughout the year we'll bring new titles to ensure that the ecosystem is rich, is vibrant, and is growing. The other point, of course, is to ensure that we have a broad genres in terms of games. So we address racing games, first-person shooter, action, social gaming, you name it, the full spectrum in terms of the different types of genres, to ensure that we address the various different consumer segments. So to ensure that we do that, we've partnered with the key players in the industry. Some of those logos, anybody in the gaming industry should recognize those players. Electronic Arts, of course, is one of our strategic partners. Gameloft is another strategic partner, and Activision Blue, so Blue is the mobile wing of Activision. With those three partners, we have announced strategic relationships just last week when we announced the Xperia Play. And each of those partners have committed to bringing 15 to 20 titles to Xperia Play in the next 6 to 12 months. So I'll come back to that and name some of those titles that we were bringing, but it's sufficient to say is the key players in the industry are working with us to ensure that we have a rich and vibrant ecosystem for the Xperia Play, and that ecosystem is living, and that we will bring new titles in the months ahead. We've partnered with a total of, currently I should say, about 20 partners in the gaming industry. The three major ones I already mentioned, but we've also partnered with companies such as Digital Chocolate, who are specialists in social gaming, for example, and other games such as Fish Labs, Digital Legends, Handy Games, PolarBit, all very, very established companies in the gaming space, which are bringing really high-definition, quality, console-like games to the mobile market. The other partner that I'd like to just mention to you this evening is Unity. Unity is a technology partner we announced as well last week when we announced the Xperia Play in Barcelona. And what Unity brings to the game is basically they develop one of the gaming engines which most games are developed on. They've agreed now to integrate our SDK into their toolchain, and they will release that to a range of developers. What's interesting for us in this is Unity have a network of 350,000 developers worldwide. And the other thing that's interesting, of course, is they have a huge catalogue of PC games. So with that, we'll bring cross-platform gaming to Xperia Play. So cross-platform gaming, we're talking about PC to mobile, mobile to console, and also the fact that, as I mentioned, we have an ecosystem about to take off as such. Once the SDK is available, integrated into the toolchain, any games that are developed on that engine can be optimized for play on Xperia Play. So, just to give you a quick snapshot of some of the titles that we will be bringing to market. First of all, to mention, when we launch Xperia Play, the availability is coming in spring, so it's pretty close. We will have 50 games which are optimized for play on Xperia Play. When I say optimized for the dedicated gaming keys. 50 will be available at launch, and we have secured a roadmap of a further 50, so about 100 games to the end of the year. This is just a snapshot, as I said, because this figure increases every day, practically. So, in that, of those games, as I mentioned, will be Sony PlayStation games, and you see Crash Bandicoot, for example, one of the PlayStation legendary titles. From EA, we will bring FIFA. We will also bring Sims, for example, so some of the key franchises, the AAA franchises in the gaming industry. From Gameloft, we bring Star Battalion, for example, also Adrenaline, the Asphalt 6 racing game. We will also have Assassin's Creed from Gameloft at launch, for example. From Glue, we will bring Guitar Hero, just to mention a few, also Gun Bros. So these are some of the major titles we'll have at launch. From smaller partners, we'll also bring some titles that are new to Android or also exclusive to Xperia Play, such as Dungeon Defenders. We'll also bring multiplayer gaming. So those games which are optimized or have multiplayer functionality will also be playable on Xperia Play over Wi-Fi. And for the first time, we are bringing FIFA multiplayer functionality to a smartphone. So, for example, just to take through then, these titles, as I just mentioned, are most of them. We've looked with our partners. We've looked through their catalogs and said, look, we want your big titles. We understand that these are the titles that are needed to make a device like this a success. We're working very, very closely with them. We have their full support and backing. They're very excited about the launch of this device because what they see is that they're really able to bring the full gaming experience to the mobile community with a device like this. So, as I mentioned, Bruce Lee, all of these kind of titles have, award-winning titles, key franchises, and also, so just to summarize, we have a range of genres, as I mentioned, offering everything from casual gaming right to the more enthusiastic gamers. We have award-winning franchises, cross-platform gaming, multiplayer gaming. We're bringing high-definition console-quality gaming to Android, I think for the first time, working very, very closely with Google on that, of course. And of course, we're working with the biggest players in the gaming industry to bring a rich and fresh ecosystem to Xperia Play. Just pause that for a second. So I guess the remaining question in everybody's mind is, well, how does the user find these games? The games will be available on Android Market. That's the chosen distribution platform. And those games, each of them have meta tags for Xperia Play, so they'll be filtered and easy to find. If you do a search on Xperia Play, for example, all those games which have been optimized for play on Xperia Play will come to the surface. And in terms of discoverability, or to ease that discoverability, what we've done is when you launch the gaming pad, you will have a seamless UI which pops up to show you all those games that you have on your device. So those already downloaded, for example. And then you have another tab which says loading for me because I'm roaming. But this one is basically has a recommender application. So all our partners who are working with us feeds RSS feeds into a server, and all of those games that have been optimized for Xperia Play will be recommended to the user. So this for us is really an answer to the discoverability issue that users find when dealing with Android Market, and also to make that a seamless experience on the Xperia Play. So as Timo already mentioned, at Sony Ericsson we qualify with Android, so Xperia Play is built on the latest version, bringing an uncompromised smartphone experience. It's bringing the ultimate gaming experience with powerful graphics, with PlayStation certification, and with an open, rich, and vibrant ecosystem. And on top of that, all of it wrapped up in a nice design, so the human curvature design that is typical of Sony Ericsson, and then to that we added our UI to ensure that discoverability of games is somewhat easier. So, just to give you a sneak preview of some of the TVCs that will be coming later in the coming weeks, I guess, in the Italian market, check this out.
Spettacolare. Ma guarda che spettacolare è vedere Milano dall'alto.